أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ادعوا ربكم تضرعا وخفية إنه لا يحب المعتدين ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها وادعوه خوفا وطمعا إن رحمة الله قريب من المحسنين وهو الذي يرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته حتى إذا أقلت سحابا ثقالا سقناه لبلد ميت فأنزلنا به الماء فأخرجنا به من كل الثمرات كذلك نخرج الموتى لعلكم تذكرون والبلد الطيب يخرج نباته بإذن ربه والذي خبث لا يخرج إلا نكدا كذلك نصرف الآيات لقوم يشكرون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Ud'u rabbakum tadarru'an wa khufya. This ayah we did yesterday as well. Some more points about this ayah. So ud'u, the word ud'u would encompass, like we said last time, dua or calling after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It also encompasses all ibadat and all azkar, because dua also basically translates to remembering as well, to calling out or remembering, calling after. So that is dhikr as well. So all of that, tadarru'an wa khufya. Tadarru'a basically means humbly, with humility. So some ulama have explained that the meaning of this would be that your body and how you look, how you appear, all of your appearance should be full of humility. Wa khufya, and khufya refers to your heart, that which is unseen, your qalb, and that should also be, you should also remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your qalb. Your heart should be focused, your heart should be present. So remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your body, and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your heart. إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. So another discussion that ulama have made here is, which we touched on yesterday night, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has said, خَيْرُ الذِّكْرِ ذِكْرُ الْخَفِي, that best of the azkar, best of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is dhikrul khafi, remembrance without a loud voice. وَخَيْرُ الرِّزْقِ مَا يَكْفِي, and the best of provision, best of rizq is what is sufficient, what suffices for a person. So don't go beyond what is sufficient. Don't go keep on looking for what is sufficient, because the best rizq is what is sufficient for you. So here now we have seen that our mashayikh also advise zikrul, that zikr which we do loudly, zikr bil jahr. So the thing is that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his sunnah contains examples of everything. If something is not found in the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and somebody brings it, then that is against the sunnah of the Prophet. If it's against the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's a bid'ah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is known to have advised and commanded for some special azkar and some special ibadat to be done loudly. For example, the adhan. For example, the recitation of the Quran by the Imam in Salah. Similarly, there is one narration of the Prophet ﷺ where the Prophet ﷺ asked the Sahaba to do zikr or remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a loud voice, with an audible voice. So that is proven also from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So all the ways that are advised by our mashayikh, they are dependent upon the specific condition of a person. So that same sheikh, that same teacher or your guide may not advise that specific kind of zikr to some person, and they could advise a different kind of zikr to some other person. So just like the Prophet ﷺ would give the people their spiritual medicine based on what is their individual capacity and what is best for them, this is the way of our mashayikh as well, that based on their experience, whatever they think best, they advise that kind of zikr, be it loud or be it khafi. And it can also change with time. So somebody starts and then they are advised a loud zikr, that you do it loudly, so that your ears, your heart becomes attuned to listening to the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And later on this may change as well for that same person, depending on the condition. Similar is for dua, that when the purpose of making dua loudly or collectively is to teach people the way of making dua, then it is permissible and preferable to make dua in public in a way to teach, in a way that is audible, that you could teach the people who are listening. This is also proven from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and from the Sunnah of numerous Sahaba. Anyway, إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. When you make dua, remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like those people who transgress the limits. So, two examples that we gave yesterday was to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something called muharrimat shar'iyyah, those things that have been prohibited. For example, somebody makes dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, I am really in love with such and such person, and your relationship with that person is haram, so you cannot make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that let me have a relationship with that person, or make that person available for me. Similarly, making dua, there's two another examples, two other headings, making dua for the destruction or doom of general humanity or a group of people. So if somebody is oppressed and they do not have the power to take revenge and they are complaining with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's a totally different story. But if somebody makes a dua that, Ya Allah, send your azab down on all of those people, or of the believers, on the believers who are not hurting, who are not doing you any damage, you are not oppressed by them, and for no reason you are making that dua, that kind of dua is also prohibited. That you make a dua for the destruction or harm of anyone. Similarly, even in those permissible things, presenting before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specific conditions. For example, there's a Sahabi, there's a hadith written under this ayah, there's a Sahabi, Abdullah ibn Mughaffal radiallahu anhu, and his son, he saw his son, that his son was making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this way, that, Ya Allah, give me a palace on the right side of the heaven made of white pearls or something. So this Sahabi said that this is not the right way of making dua. You can ask for Jannah, you can ask for a palace in Jannah, but don't go about putting unnecessary conditions that I want a white palace on the right side made of pearl, those kind of things. Even in permissible things, don't put on unnecessary, useless conditions. Anyway, وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. Do not corrupt the earth or make mischief on the earth بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا, after it has been set in order. So this means fasad versus islah. Islah is setting in order or correcting something. Fasad is corruption or going beyond, transgressing the limits. So ulama have written that this fasad or corruption over the earth can be in the physical sense and also in the spiritual sense, and both are related. Islah of the earth or setting the earth in order would mean physically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created it in the best possible manner for humankind, that it is neither too hard that you cannot dig in it and things cannot come out of it, nor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it so soft like gel or water that you cannot even settle on it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it in the perfect way. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided everything in it and around it for the needs of human beings. For example, the earth contains minerals and all sorts of constituents of what is coming out from the earth. All the constituents of the plants and the fruits and everything is contained within this earth. All the minerals are contained within this earth that human beings will bring out and use. Similarly, around the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided the air, the atmosphere, the sun, the wind, everything has been provided for the human being. So this is the physical islah or physical setting in order of the earth. Then the spiritual setting in order of the earth is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over time has sent more than 124,000 anbiya or the prophets to correct the earth spiritually, to set the earth in a spiritual order by telling the people who is the creator of the earth, who is the creator of the people, and what do you need to do, what will make him happy, what will displease him, and what is the result of making him happy and what is the result of displeasing him. Corruption, opposite to both these means of setting in order or fasad, would be that one does not listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does not obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and does not work to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This will be spiritual corruption. So that kind of corruption or mischief is prohibited. That you listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you do as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done. If you do that, the physical fasad, what is the physical fasad? The physical fasad is, the physical corruption is that Allah has made a principle that water will come, you will drink it, it will satiate your thirst. You will drink food, it will satiate your hunger. But the real purpose of those things, which is to give you comfort, it will be taken away if you do not listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we see that the people who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and who have strong faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even they may be poor, they may not have a lot of means on this earth, but they still have satisfaction in their heart. And the people who have a lot of those things but they don't listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their lives are devoid of comfort. Their lives, the things, the physical things, they are not functioning for them. They are doing what they are supposed to do on the outside, but they are not functioning for them to give them comfort and peace and a happy living. So this is the physical fasad, which is relevant to spiritual fasad. Physical corruption or physical malfunctioning comes after people do not listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is proven from several ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If there is a land and the ruler is not just and honest, then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us that the barakah, the plenty, the functioning of of what is coming out from the earth is taken away from that nation. Similarly, if people become dishonest, barakah or plenty is taken away from that people. If they become liars, then the barakah or the plenty of this earth is taken away. So several things. The physical fasad, the physical corruption results from spiritual corruption. Okay, inshallah we'll do the next ayat next week inshallah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.